Congrats on the success for Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. Thank you. I have to say, that was tough to finish. Have you got any ideas for your next project? Well, I wanted to work on a smaller but a passion project I wanted to make, but never had the time to make. I wanted to work on a visual novel style game that takes place throughout one man's life from his birth to his death. I would want to make our audience feel various different emotions. Okay, sounds good. We shall get back to you.
Please take a look at our last video for the day.
God damn it, not again! Greetings, Tanookiplayer here. Smash Bros. For the Switch was announced, and recently I've had Smash in the brain, thanks to the trailer. I have been thinking of what new additions, mechanics, stages, and of course, characters the game will add. We've had many surprises within the series like Snake and Brawl and Bayonetta in Smash 4. I want to talk about some characters that I personally want to see in this game. The rules for this is that there will be no third-party characters, as personally I just want most of the third-party characters to come back from the previous games, including Snake. I miss you, old friend. Also, I'm not doing the one game per series, as there are a few who I really want to see from the same franchise. Anyway, let's begin. So, actually, I was working on this for months, and had the inklings on this and then, well, this happened. So I had to make some changes. Throughout the Pokemon days, they have been adding new Pokemon from the most recent generations. So I'm expecting someone from Generation 7, like the Sidgewai or Lycanroc, or from the next Pokemon game. I'd like to make a proposal. Instead of adding new Pokemon, add some additional trainers. You could have some of the well-known trainers throughout the series, like Mew and Lily, a Team Rocket member, or your boy Guzma, and mix and match with the selectable Pokemon in the game. One player can have Mew control Charizard in one match, and then in the next match you could have Mew control Lucario, for example. In Brawl you had Red controlling 3 Pokemon, and it'd be great to expand that idea. I don't see it being time consuming, as they could have similar animations to each other, and you don't have to worry about movesets. I adore the Donkey Kong series. Donkey Kong and Diddy were some of my personal favourites to play as, and seeing Dixie Kong would be awesome to see. Besides these two, Dixie has appeared the most in the DK series, and the best partner in Tropical Freeze by the way, and I would like to see her in the Brawl. I can imagine her using her hair for the majority of her attacks, and using the helicopter as a recovery. She could use some of the animal buddies like Parry or Swartz to attack from a distance, or could even team up with Kiddy Kong for some double trouble.
You suck!
The only reason why I see Nissio on the list is mostly due to the fact I can't think of many movesets, besides the ones that I mentioned, and that would make her different from Diddy Kong.
All players strive to be the best. To prove their worth, they must face each other 1v1. Final destination. No items,
Come on!
Who shall be the best Smash player? Smash 5 out September 18th, 2018. This is no kids' game.
Star Fox is an interesting series. The games are so diverse in terms of opinion, but a lot of people really enjoy the characters. Unfortunately, we only had 3 of them playable in Smash Bros, and all of them play incredibly similar. To change that, I think Crystal would be an excellent choice. Unlike Fox and Falco, who are equipped with pistols and reflectors, Crystal is armed with a staff that her and Fox used in Star Fox Adventures, and unlike Peppy and Sippy, she is a capable fighter. I imagine her fighting style being similar to Kiryu in the Soul Calibur series, performing quick and sensitive mid-range attacks while being incredibly acrobatic. Her special moves could lean towards the power-ups found in Adventures, like the rocket jump as her up special and the quake attack, as well using her attacks with multiple stances like Kiryu in Soul Calibur. Unfortunately, I think she would have a small chance, as she didn't appear in Star Fox Zero, and the last game she was in was 10 years ago with Star Fox Command. But I just... Sulk was a fantastic addition for Smash 4 Wii U and 3DS, using the Monado to change his stats, as well as having a wonderful stage that is Gao Plain, and I'm hoping for more Xenoblade representation in Smash 5. And while Xenoblade X wasn't as successful as the majority of the Wii U games like Mario Kart or Splatoon, I would love to see Elma entering the ring. Elma in Xenoblade Chronicles X has a very light playstyle, being incredibly mobile and her attacks coming out fast. In Xenoblade X, the characters can swap between melee and ranged weapons, so I can imagine Elma changing her fighting styles on the fly, similar to characters like Gen in Street Fighter 4, with a press of a button. While this will result in a lot of moves, she wouldn't hit as hard and will most likely be a lightweight. I can imagine some of her arts being used as special moves, like Shadow Runner, which could be able to phase through enemies. One of the main reasons I would like her in the game is for a possible final smash, the Stealth, a giant mech which can do a full-on anime assault with multiple weapons, such as a railgun, missiles, beam swords, and many more. It did activate by hitting an opponent like Sulk's final smash, or be summoned on the stage. Compared to Xenoblade 1 and 2, X has the weakest in terms of soundtracks, but that's not saying much as X still has some kick-ass tunes, like Uncontrollable and Your Voice, sung by Mika Kobayashi, known for well-known anime tunes like Attack on Titan, Gundam UC, and Kill Your Kill, and these will be some excellent tunes while you're smashing. While as a character I prefer Dixie, I believe King K. Rool would stand out more. K. Rool would definitely be a heavyweight character that would rely on pure strength, as well as having amazing jump height as seen in the original Donkey Kong Country, but would probably have a great add to his attacks. From appearing in the original trilogy as well as 64 and the handheld titles, he has a lot of moves to pull from, like the Cannon Gun seen in Donkey Kong Country 2, as well as the charge attack from the original game that could have super armor on. While he hasn't appeared in a Donkey Kong game since Thunderclamor, he did have a Mii costume in Smash 4, and to people who grew up with the Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64, K. Rool is an iconic villain that I believe Smash desperately needs. Also, it would be amazing if we got a gameplay Dragon stage. Kondo Zondo is a dead stage, but we don't need another Zondo level from the GTA franchise in Smash.
Everything in your power to keep Donkey Kong.
Each Smash game had introduced the odd retro character, with the Ice Climbers and Game & Watch in Mini, Rob in Brawl, and the Duck Hunt duo in the recent installment. They will probably introduce another old school character, probably like Mike Jones from Star Tropics, or my personal choice, Takamaru from the mysterious Muramasa Castle. While Takamaru's name didn't appear in the West until the 3DS Virtual Console during the Smash 4 hype, I am fondly into samurai characters in fighting games, and Smash doesn't really have that kind of character. In Mysterious Muramasa Castle, he is able to gather many weapons and spells, such as the Seiyukins, throwing knives, fireballs, and windmill blades, giving developers a lot of choice. His final smash could even be the lightning attack, which could be struck around the stage, and foes who touch the thunder clouds could be launched twice as far. I imagine Takamaru being more of a projectile focused character that can attack in all directions, especially with his windmill blades. Another reason I would love to see Tatamaru is so we could get a Muramasa castle stage that could be filled with traditional Japanese style music, as well as finished stage with doors that flip around with items and traps. His alternate costumes could even be the Hana Samurai from the Aesop game. 2 for the price of 1. Ever since Pit was introduced in Raw, I got hooked onto the Kid Icarus series, getting the first 2 on the Virtual Console and loving Sakurai's take with Uprising. We've also got some great variants too, and while the majority of people would love to see Hades as a playable character, I would rather see the original antagonist, Medusa. Medusa ticks all the boxes with her being a villain, a female fighter, and is able to stand on her own. I imagine the Dark Goddess will probably play similar to Doctor Strange in Marvel vs. Capcom, relying on traps and projectiles. Like the Greek mythology monster that her name came from, seek to turn her foes into stone with a standard projectile, and fire poison mist out of her hand to cause a venomous status, similar to the White Pitman, or even summoning her snakes that jump in an arc that can be seen in the original Kid Icarus game. For her down special, she can create 2 mines that she uses in Uprising, which can float around her or even above her, and can detonate at will. Medusa also wields a staff for close combat too, but can also use her razor-sharp venomous claws for grabs. Her final smash could even be her floating ugly head to fly around and turn everyone in her sight radius into stone, dropping them to their doom. She might not have gained internet popularity like Hades, but she has been one of the earliest Nintendo villains alongside Bowser and Ganon, and seeing the Queen of Evil in Smash would make me very happy.
That's my homecoming party pit. Palatena's precious little pet.
Fire Emblem has gained more popularity when awakening it on the 3DS, and ever since then we had Fire Emblem on mobile, 2 installments on the 3DS, 2 spin-offs, and 6 representations in Smash 4.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
While I wouldn't mind seeing a new character for the next Smash game, I think we should get a character from another Intelligent Systems series. Advance Wars is a turn-based strategy series that has many games since the Famicom, but the only mention of Advance Wars was in Smash 4 as an assist trophy, so I propose a representation within the Advance Wars franchise in Smash, and what with the main character of the first 2 GBA games, Andy. While Andy or any other characters don't actually fight in the games, I believe you can turn him into a fighter. It worked for Duck Hunt Duo in Smash 4, and it worked for Phoenix Fighter in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It could happen with Andy. In Advance Wars, you are tasked to command and build troops with the funds you get during battle, and throughout the battle you can gain better units like tanks and artilleries, and I think this formula can be executed in Smash. Andy, to be a very weak character, not starts out with simple infantries at his side, but can build better units with one of his specials to create powerful units that could range from recon to tank to medium tanks and so forth. His final smash to be a dual strike with his Phaeocia own mats, which can power up all your units and make them invincible, similar to Meta Yutario. He would be a very difficult character to use, but if used in the right hand, he would be one of the best characters to use in the game. If he does appear in the next Smash, we could eventually see another Advance Wars game. You didn't think Elmo would be the only Xenoblade character on this list, did you? I fell in love with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 with the soundtrack, the beautiful environments, and of course the main characters. In Xenoblade 2, the players control 2 characters, the driver, who fights up and close, and the blade, which provides support for the driver. So imagining you control Rex, and you can switch between Pyra and Mithra, similar to Zelda and Seek in Melee, where they give different attributes for Rex. Either that or give Rex the ability to switch blades, which could give Rex new weapons, resulting in different playstyles, which can be activated using the down special similar to Amaterasu in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Vets has a unique tool of his own, like with the anchor shot, which to be used as a recovery move, a grab, or a special move, which to be similar to Scorpion's putting the enemies close to him, or even stealing their items. The final smash should be Pyra and Mithra's final form, where she to pull off her ultimate attack, which should suit a massive beam down from the sky. Xenoblade 2 has some gorgeous sceneries, like the Dorman province and the Kingdom of Uria, and I would love to see either of these stages to appear with some great tunes, such as Counter Attack or any other battle themes. Also Poppy as a assist trophy. Number 1 on this list was a character I wanted ever since Brawl's development, but the character only appeared as a assist trophy in Brawl and never returned afterwards, and that folks is Isaac from the critically acclaimed Golden Sun series. Golden Sun was quite a classic back in 2001, spanning 2 sequels, but eventually felt silent after the 3rd game, leaving Camelot doing Mario Sports things for many years. The last Golden Sun game was in 2010, with Dark Dawn, which starred Isaac's son Matthew, which to be another good candidate to represent the franchise. Matthew and Isaac may be another sword user, however their main focus is their earth magic abilities, or in Golden Sun terms, synergy. I imagine the two focusing on area control, trapping foes with growth, and using Quake Sphere to launch foes into the air. Their up special to be Planet Diver, which will launch Isaac and Matthew in the air and crash down with brute force, and their forward smash could be Ragnarok, which is a powerful projectile attack. The final smash could be one of his summons, Perfectly Judgment, which will fly up in the air, causing a massive explosion on the ground. Golden Sun needs a bit more love and recognition, and I believe if one of them were added in Smash, we could see future fans and hopefully a remaster of the 3 games. Most of these characters will probably have a low chance appearing, but I'll be most likely happy with the end result, and it's always exciting to see new reveals after new reveals. E3 can't come soon enough.